You are now tuned in to the Windy City Benders podcast. This is WCVP.
All right, we're back with another edition of the Windy City Bender podcast. It's the first one of 2021. We are, as of recording, 3 days out from NHL hockey, but when we post this, it'll be only 2 days out. Tanner, how excited are you doing right now?
I'm doing very excited. I'm stoked, man. It's a weird time, and it's just always feeling weirder and weirder. So I'm glad there's gonna be hockey back on. Also, Happy New Year. So
happy holidays. It's
over, but it's not.
It's been the last time you re-recorded. I was like, holy shit, like so much is gone. It's been 2 weeks. A lot's gone down. One thing we're going to talk about really quick, because it keeps getting overshadowed with other bullshit that's going on in the world. Team USA.
Yeah. Oh, mama, don't you cry.
I love seeing all the Canadian accounts on Instagram and all that and social media. They're just like, God damn it. Now we have to listen to that stupid fucking chant for a year.
Love it.
Let's fucking go. Yeah, that was actually an awesome game too. Team Canada had just, if you didn't follow the tournament at all, Team Canada was dominant the entire tournament. I think they didn't let up a single even strength goal.
No.
That entire tournament up until the gold medal game.
Right. It was insane.
And then they
were outscoring opponents. It was 36-2 at that time.
Something like that. Yeah. I mean, they beat multiple teams by double digits.
Yeah, Germany, they smacked they had more goals than Germany had shots in the game. It was 16 goals or some shit.
So they had more goals than Germany had on the players that Germany had playing. They only had 14 guys for that game because of the COVID shit.
Yeah, they scored every time they scored. They just handed a puck to a different German player each time, and then gave one to the coach and the assistant coach, and they're like, "Hey, thanks for coming, guys."
But yeah, then they get blanked by the USA, 2-0 in the gold medal game. Spence Knight is going to be a stud.
Man, that'd be great for Florida because they don't really have any kind of goaltending worth $10 million at all.
Here will kill me. Both goalies in that gold medal game are both Florida prospects.
Really? I didn't even notice that. I had no idea that
Canadian
Devin Levi.
Yeah, he was drafted 7th round by the Florida Panthers.
That's really funny.
Yeah, so Florida.
So they're potential teammates.
Yeah. Florida's Panthers, their goalie's looking pretty bright, and I'm wondering if they're kicking themselves on such a long contract to Bob for as much as they offered him.
True. I wonder if they try and move that at some point, maybe with some salary retained.
I was talking to Rossi about it, and he's like, I didn't like that deal from the beginning. I thought it was a dumb move, and I'm teamed. You don't pay goalies that much for that length. I think if you're going to pay a goalie, you got to give him shorter term. I don't think you give him, what is it? He got 7 years, right?
I believe so. Yeah. I think it was max years and then 10 mil.
I feel like goalies is just so hard to give them because it's you don't know what they're going to be. It's 3-4 years. If you want to give them the same amount, the 10 million, fine, give him for 4 years, let him, and then give him again if he's still up there or something. But I don't know.
I think in my mind, it's kind of with Carey Price, what you're getting while you're already in Montreal, and that's kind of worth it. But if you're trying, that's the weirdest thing to me too. It's everybody always overpays in free agency because that person can go wherever they want, and a lot of teams get screwed. It's not just goalies, but it's plenty of other kind of players and stuff like that. But free agency is not the best time to hey, let's spend all the money we fucking have on a player that we don't even know will fit with our coaching scheme, our defensive systems, our offensive systems, or anything like that. Right. So if it was Bob signing a $10 million ticket in Columbus where he already was thriving, I'm sure he would have been completely fine last year, but doing a whole new change of scenery, doesn't fucking help a lot of people.
I just don't think. I think Carey Price is the only goalie that I think you know what you're going to get from him. Bob is up and down. Like I know he's a great goalie. I think he deserved to get paid, but like for that term and that much, I feel like that was a huge gamble. Because it's like look at last year though too. Like
he was very consistent in the like Vezina voting though. So like you're going out and getting a very good goalie. Like what's crazy to me is the fact that like he signed in in Florida for that much, and then the Hawks just ended up being able to pick up Lehner, who was also a Vezina finalist, for not even nearly as much, like half the price in just 1 year. It was like, you're both in the Vezina voting, but like apparently one goalie deserves twice as much money. Is like, okay, cool to me, man. Get paid.
To show the stigma that Lehner's got with him with all of his other stuff too, which is unfortunate, but you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, so
USA, baby.
Yeah. Go America. Hockey, at least. All right, so we got lots to talk about when it comes to Hawks talk. A lot have went from like nothing happening to like Christmas happening, and just the floodgates opened up.
It was like the worst Christmas gifts ever.
Yeah. When we were recording last, we knew, I don't know if we talked about it on the episode or it happened as we finished, but Kirby Dach got hurt.
Yeah, we had talked about it, but at that point we didn't know the extent of the injury and that he would be out the entire season, basically.
It was a very popular opinion in our group chat for a little bit that he just dislocated his thumb, or he jammed his thumb.
Yeah, no way.
And then the pictures came out, and
his fucking bottom of his hand had a foreskin from his wrist, and you're just like, I don't think that's how that was supposed to work. So
God, yeah, his broken wrist looked absolutely disgusting. Almost had like a nice little 90-degree angle, like in it. Oh man,
I hate that.
So he's out. Was it 4 to 5 months?
Yep.
So that's essentially the season, unless the Hawks pull out a miracle and make the playoffs. He'll be good to go for that.
Yeah. And then I all of a sudden decided to just say in our group chat, hey, looks like 2020 just had to fuck us one last time before New Year. And then lo and behold, the next day, Jonathan Toews out indefinitely. It was just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's like, this is insane. Like,
he is out indefinitely with a medical issue that it sounds like they still don't know what exactly is going on. What did he say? He is just energy's very drained. He's very lethargic.
Yeah, just fatigued.
It's just, that can be so many different things, and it's kind of crazy too. It's scary because like some of the things it could be are very serious and
like medical issues.
Yeah, life-changing stuff. But also it could be simple. Like when I was kind of talking about this a little bit too, it's like, okay, he said I'm not able to train at the level I want, and I'm feeling like this. And it's like, okay, so from a medical point of view, from a guy who's a health freak, who is A-tier athlete, like, is it his level of not being able to perform? Like, what does that compare to a normal person too? So it's like all those little checks and balances like that too. But again, it's really scary too, because it's like, you don't know what it could be, especially like I said, with a health freak guy who takes care of himself. He knows what he's putting in his body. He's not doing anything crazy to put himself at risk for that kind of stuff. So I don't know. I know a lot of people were jumping at like saying early stages of MS and all that kind of stuff, which I'm like, God, why you got to go so dark, so like so fast?
Yeah, like there's so many people that just go straight to like worst possible like thing that could happen. It's just like, let's take it easy and just stop speculating, because it makes everybody more on edge.
Yeah, let the process play out. Like, I feel bad for him that he even had to come out and say something like that, because now it's just going to be nonstop speculation of what it is. And not like he's gonna be doing media or anything like that, but it's like it's just always gonna be like, oh, Taves kind of thing. It's like, let the guy have his privacy. Let him figure out what the hell's going on. If he wants to talk about it when it comes to that point, he'll talk about it. But
Yeah.
it's
And
a big loss for the Hawks this year.
yeah, huge. And like this would have been like a great time for like, oh, let's see if Kirby Dach can take that first line center role. And then it's like, no, I'm not gonna have him either. So Dylan Strome, and at the time Dylan Strome didn't have a contract. I'm sure he was just sitting there like, yes, yes, you need me.
At one point, we didn't have an NHL level center signed.
No, like it's just okay. I wonder how quick they picked up the phone. And was like, hey Dylan, we need to get this done. Come on, bud.
Yeah, let's see. I'm pulling up our depth chart really quick.
Yeah, it's so. I mean, just going on to that, Dylan Strome got signed, 2 years, $3 million, which is pretty decent deal. I mean,
I don't love it. I don't hate it.
Which is good then.
Yeah.
He had a great first year with us. So second year. I think the problem that like everybody really wanted him to like have more progression, and we've talked about it before. Like during the season, it's just if I feel like if him or DeBrincat have a down year, like the other person's gonna have a down year because they're very kind of dependent on each other. But because their play is so great together, so if the passes aren't getting through, then DeBrincat's not scoring. If DeBrincat's not scoring, then there's no assists for Strome. It's just like, goddamn. Like, hopefully they can really turn it around and play better this year. And the other thing too is like there's times where Strome was getting paired with Nylander instead because of their consistency issues. And it's like, okay, now you don't have anybody ahead of you. Like, there's no Dach, there's no Toews, so like you're going to get a bulk of the ice time, and you're going to get playing with like Patty Kane most likely and DeBrincat. And it's like, you got to show up every fucking night. You really got to do that and prove that your contract is worth it.
It's a perfect like prove it deal, I think. Benefit of the doubt, the $3 million. I would have probably said 2.5 for like
But the way the cap is flat too.
Yeah. But I mean, given like we said, this especially this season with all the guys being out LTIR and all that kind of stuff, it's not bad.
Yeah. I actually want to go back to like Dach being hurt. It's really shitty, but in my mind, it's kind of like, okay, so it does burn a year of his contract off, really. So he has like 1 year to kind of like be really great. So he might not be as expensive by the time his rookie deal is over. And I was like,
but the way these players are trying for their contract, isn't it like they're not signing for what they are? They're trying to sign for what they could be.
Yeah. I mean, unless Dach puts up like 95 points next year, like I don't think he's getting like, I don't know. He'll probably be somewhere around DeBrincat's current contract.
Yeah, I could see that.
That was the same as like Toews and Kane's like middle contract was like $6 million.
Was it?
Yeah, before they signed the $10 million contract.
I didn't realize they had a contract before that. I thought the $10 million was.
No, man, they got their $10 million deal when they were like 20 something. Yeah, because there was a like Kaner's rookie deal, and then they had 6.3 for 6 years.
Oh yeah, you're right.
And that's after the first cup, and then they won the second two, and then after the third cup, they got their $10 million deals.
Fuck.
So yeah,
I forgot how old they are now. Jesus.
Yeah, man. They've been in the league for over 10 years, like 12 years at this point.
Kane's estimated career earnings is just under $100 million right now.
That's not too shabby.
God.
With the way he plays, he's going to be able to rack up points for years.
You think he gets another 10 million plus deal? Was that one?
I don't see why not. Honestly, like he's over a point per game still. Doesn't make sense to not do that.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say they won't get matching ones though. This next one.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. So the Dylan Strome contract was signed, so he's essentially the 1A center. Then they signed Soderberg.
Yep, they went out and got Soderberg because they still need centers.
That's what was 1 year, 1 million.
Yeah,
which was actually funny. We actually got a bunch of his sticks in from the Coyotes at work, and I'm like going through it. I'm like, I wonder where he's playing as I'm doing inventory. And then the next day we get an email from the Hawks equipment managers like, hey, if you have any Soderberg sticks, can you send them over to the United Center? Okay, we'll pack them up.
Yeah, man, we just got them in, so here you go.
So funny.
It's like they just got shipped to Chicago. That's about it.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know how much center he's playing. I think
we need players.
He's not like a big face-off guy, but I think he's good in the defensive zone. So he's gonna eat up minutes. He'll probably be that second line center, maybe third line center.
I honestly don't even know like what the lines are gonna look like. I just know there's a first line and then there's just 3 others. like can you really like point out like who is literally going to be a second liner versus a third liner versus a fourth liner with like what they have on the team right now?
I want to pull up that tweet. Send us
with
dice.
Yeah, with the lines that they showed, that, like how they're set up at practice, they had Kubalik on the third line again. And just kind of like, okay, are we starting this season out like we did last year, where he gets like very limited play time until you realize, oh yeah, he scores a ton of goals 5-on-5. We should get him more ice time.
Soderberg's not even on this team like lineup.
That's because he has visa issues right now.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Should that's still been an issue?
I don't even know. I haven't heard anything. I haven't looked it up today, but I haven't heard anything about it recently.
So all right, so the lines that they have right now is DeBrincat, Strome, Kane, Janmark, Suter, Shaw, Kubalik, Wallmark, Peary, Highmore, Camp, and Carpenter with Johnson and was it Kurashev?
Oh, Kurashev,
yeah. And then Keith Murphy, Dahan Mitchell, Bowden, Boquist, Lindholm, Carlson, and then Subban Delia. That's not good. That is.
Did you say Zadar? You didn't say Zadorov at all, did you?
No, he's out. He's injured.
Oh yeah, great.
So I mean, you got to assume Bowden will come out for him.
Yeah. I mean, hey, like with everything that's going on, it's looking like a much better time to just get all your young guys playing time, you know?
Yeah.
It's really throwing everybody into the fire and see who doesn't burn.
Going to that deep end, no floaties.
Yeah, right.
Sink or swim, baby.
Take the train wheels off. Let's go.
Yeah, what's nice with those two is a name that we thought might never come back in the lineup.
True.
Andrew Shaw.
Shaw's going to come back. He's 100% healthy, apparently.
100% healthy, and he's extremely hungry. As Bowman said, that he's never seen him that fired up and ready to go for a season.
I mean, I love watching Shaw play. I just get worried at this point, though.
I get the way he plays. Like I always like, he's gonna go fucking that first shift, like hard out, going to try to make a statement, hit, miss, hit head, and just be done. Like
I don't think he'll miss. I think he just because he's not like that tall of a player. Like they're playing Tampa game 1. He's gonna go fucking dump the puck into the corner against Victor Hedman, go rush him, and then just end up taking like an elbow to the head because he gets a little bit lower, and then you're like, fuck.
He is wearing a visor now too, which is interesting. He was one of the holdouts of not wearing. Not that that's.
Maybe he puts the visor on and now he starts scoring fucking 45 goals a year.
Holy shit! Did you know this thing helps you see on the ice?
He's setting up in the Ovechkin spot on the power play, just fucking clapping one T's top titty, and it's just like, okay, what happened here? It's like the visor, man. Sick Oakley visor.
One last
a
thing,
little tent.
like talking about roster moves. Zach Smith got put on waivers. This came less than 24 hours after his agent tweeted out that he is 100% healthy and ready to go and get back into the lineup and help the Hawks win. And then he gets put on waivers. And he cleared waivers. So I don't know if they're going to have any intention of using him.
I don't even know. Like, it's weird.
Or what?
I guess I still don't understand the taxi squad stuff because, like, wouldn't you just rather have an NHL caliber player on there? But then, like I said already, like, with all the injuries, just throw all the rookies in. So I guess they're just going that route. I don't know. Like, is Zach Smith going to the AHL? By the way, is Rockford even playing this year?
As of right now, yeah, they are playing. I haven't seen anything against that.
Is he going to be like the captain in Rockford this year? Like, what's happening?
I just don't understand. Like, I question some of the moves right now too, because it's just like it doesn't make sense for what's going on with the team, given all of the injuries and everything like that. It's like like you said, you think you'd want as much NHL experience around these young guys to kind of show them the ropes and all that kind of stuff, because it doesn't sound like Toews is going to be around the team.
Right.
So you lose that. Siebes, I don't know what the fuck's going on with him.
Right. Just unfit to play.
Unfit to play. I am 100% convinced you've seen him in his last NHL game already. I can't see him coming back, especially in this type of season, like unless he's going to be doing his training come halfway through or something like that. Or
there's fucking more injuries, man. Like, he might all of a sudden be like fit to play. It's weird to me too that like I don't know, you have Brandon Peary on the team, but not Zach Smith. You know,
what did Smith do to piss everybody off so much?
I don't know.
Like, I thought he was a good role player. I thought he's not like a guy that's gonna blow you away like a top 6 guy, but I thought he was a great depth player that added a little grit to the team, which it's really needs.
Like, wouldn't you like who else is playing the fourth line if like one of those guys can't play? Like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me, but
it feels like such an incomplete team.
Yeah.
Like
game one's going to be bad.
Like, is there anybody worth tanking this bad for?
It's all the like defensemen in the draft.
Yeah.
Like, we can have the best defense in the league. We'll be the new like Nashville. That's fine. Get Ian Mitchell, Boqvist, whoever, like Owen Power and Nicholas Baudin and Duncan Keith can play on the third line finally.
He does look like, though, I mean, he's looking like a little bit of a tank out there.
Yeah.
His Jesus hair and beard. There's like video of him going one-on-one with the rookie and just making him look stupid.
Yeah.
And then there's video too of him staying after practice talking with like younger defensemen, kind of like coaching them a little bit, which I think is the role he needs to play. Like, I think he needs to step back a little bit. Yeah, he's still going to play and all that, but I think he needs to step back, maybe take second line minutes.
I mean, that's not up to him, you know.
Right. But I'm just saying though, like that's the role they need to put him in. Maybe 7 back, let the younger kids get that extra ice time, all that, and he needs to be that extra coach out there to kind of lead him. Because say what you want about Keith now, he was a great defenseman.
Yeah,
in his prime, he knows what he was doing.
He's a Hall of Famer for sure. His number going up in the rafters. Like, it's insane, like what he did for Chicago. And it's just kind of shitty that like he still has to be the number one guy because we have like nothing. Like they should have had basically like kept any fucking prospects that they traded away during the last like 7 years, and or like I don't know, it just feels like they haven't built up any prospects that like to that level yet.
It's like they're relying on Keith and Siebes
Mm-hmm.
to just carry this team like they're going to be around forever.
Yeah, and it broke Seabrook in half. But Keith is just a monster, though. Like, it's weird because like every time you see him now, he's just not happy. He's not smiling ever. It's very fucking serious.
I mean, yeah. I mean, would you be smiling when you see the state of your team? You're kind of stuck. I don't know. Actually, he's actually very movable. I think he's got a good salary cap hit that a team would take on if he wanted to. I'm not saying he wants to get moved.
I don't think he
would be easy to move, I think, if it came down to it.
If like he decided to waive his no trade clause.
Yeah.
Or no movement clause. Like, what a fucking contract. 13 years, $72 million. Huge deal.
Years still?
It's his deal is done 22-23, which is the same as Kaner.
We're gonna have so much cap space that year.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, so that's kind of a little bit of a roundup from the roster. Before we kind of get like looking at to the Hawks season coming up, some big news came out yesterday. Corey Crawford announced his retirement from the NHL. 10 seasons of actual NHL play. I believe he was with the Hawks organization for 14.
Well, yeah, he was drafted in 2003.
Yeah.
So he
15.
17.
But
he didn't see real ice time until after the first Stanley Cup season. So 10-11 was when he took the starting role. That was when San Jose offer sheeted Niemi, and they were like, fucking take him.
Yeah.
And we had brought in like Marty Turco, and I don't know if we still had Cristobal Huet at the time, but it was just like then Crawford slowly took over and played like 55 games that year. And you're like, fuck yeah, dude. and then it just kind of took the reins from there. Oh, he played 57 games that year. And he just took the reins from there. He was actually fourth in Calder voting that year too.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't realize that.
Pretty damn good.
It kind of goes the same thing with like what we're talking about with Toews. He just cited personal reasons and all that kind of stuff, and it's like another thing too. It's like just if he ever wants to talk about what was going on in his life when he retired, he'll talk about it. But it's like there's no point in trying to like nitpick what happened, why he stopped. I think anybody who, especially Chicago, knew the moment that he got that Weber bomb to the head, it was kind of the start of the end for him. Like he did come back and he played some awesome hockey, but he never looked the same after that.
Yeah, fuck up Kenny Malkin too.
Yeah.
It's just it sucks because like he probably like if that never happened, like he'd still be like he played so good last year still too. It's not like there was no like decline for him really. Like even in the playoffs, he played unreal.
Yeah.
And then it's just kind of like, yeah, you got to hang him up. I don't know if it was a health thing, if it's a passion thing. I don't know, but at least he only ever played hockey for the Blackhawks. Never actually technically suited up for Devils.
Yeah, 4 practices, not even 4 practices, 2 practices.
Yeah, basically just a PTO, you know?
Yeah. And the way that good thing for the Devils, since they always seem to get screwed by this, the new wording on like the collective or CBA, they're not on the hook for his contract. They worded it for I think these years, like this 3 years or so, about retirements and all that. So I mean, because they got screwed over with Kovalchuk when he retired.
Yeah. Oh my God.
So I was like, Jesus, but So
because it's also a 35 plus
yeah,
age contract.
30, he's 36.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah,
he just turned 36 actually on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, but so big question always going around, and I think you're gonna have the stats to possibly make a case for it. Is does he go to the rafters?
I think absolutely. When you're talking about like the top goalies in Blackhawks history, he leads. Or so let's say the top goalies in Blackhawks, right? Tony Esposito, Glenn Hall, Ed Belfour, Scott Darling. Gotta love him. I mean, if we're going by games played, he's third in games played for the Blackhawks. Like Esposito is insanely high up there because I mean it's at a time where goalies didn't have fucking backups. They played every single fucking game. He's on those five, like of him, Glenn Hall, Esposito, and Belfour, he has the highest save percentage at .918 for his career and lowest goals against average at 2.45. 2 cups, 2 Jennings trophies.
Only Blackhawk goalie to win 2 Stanley Cups.
Yeah. And like the crazy thing too is like everybody, like not everybody, but there's so many doubters still that are just like, well, he was just on stacked teams. And it's kind of like you put him on any team, like he like nobody realized how fucking good he was unless you like really watch the Hawks day in and day out. Like he's insane.
Yeah.
Like he basically is the owner of the Montreal Canadiens. Like anytime he went head to head with Carey Price, he always won. He was a part of the World Cup of Hockey Canadian team that won gold. He was on.
Did he even play that though? I think he played one.
I don't know. He was on the team though. Yeah. Like you're one of the best Canadian goalies at that time. He was on the all rookie team. It was a 2-time All-Star. And like for goalies, it's harder to be an All-Star. Like there's not that many spots open as like a fucking forward or defenseman. I don't know. I think he goes up to the rafters. I don't know if he goes into like the Hall of Fame. He's a Hall of Very Good, I think.
Yeah.
But I think he absolutely is part of this dynasty run that we had.
Yeah. I mean, I'll admit I was never a Corey Crawford fan. I always fell into that category of like, oh, something went wrong. Oh, it's on Crawford and all that kind of stuff. But looking back at it and the career and all that, he definitely was underappreciated. He deserves so much more credit than I gave him and what a lot of people gave him for. I don't know about the rafters. I think he definitely deserves it. I don't know though if he would, but I don't know. It's so hard because there's going to be so many guys from this dynasty era. It's like they're going to have no numbers left.
Yeah, I know. I honestly I can pick out 6 at this moment. I'm going to be Kane, Toews, Hossa, Sharp, Keith, Seabrook. Oh shit, Crawford. So 7.
That goes back to Siebes. If Siebes goes up, you got to put Chelios with him. It's like the number 3 with Palat and Magnuson. Like you can't have one without the other.
True.
But yeah, it is a real nice reminder of like how fucking spoiled we were from 2010 to 2015.
I want to go back to that time so bad. It's like, oh, Hawks are playing tonight. I can't wait to get this fucking W, destroy this team. Like, oh my God. I want to go back and watch like the 2013 series against Detroit where they came back down 3-1. Like, fuck.
The Hjalmarsson no goal
and
fucking Siebes comes back.
Watch the series against Boston in the finals in 2013.
17 seconds, baby.
But yeah, okay, so Corey Crawford. He also finished with 9 points. Only 18 penalty minutes. Doesn't even sniff at Belfour's 240.
Belfour was a different breed, man.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
No goals though for Crawford, right? All assist.
Yeah, no Blackhawks goalie has a goal.
You just get scored on a lot by goalies.
only happened once.
There's a couple more.
Is there?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
Regardless, all right. Crawford retires. Great. It's hopefully he's able to enjoy retirement, and hopefully it was more of just a passion thing. It's not a major health thing. And even if it was a health thing, maybe it was more of like he realized he can't afford another headshot or something like that. So he's just stepping out while he's still able to. Only 36 years young. That's fucking insane too.
Yeah.
And he's set for life.
Basically. I wonder if like the Blackhawks offer him a role or anything, doing anything like any kind of goaltending coaching or anything.
Well, he's got to wait
like that.
It's probably he's got to wait 2 years for his contract with the Devils.
What?
Isn't the thing with Hossa? Like
no, Hossa was on LTIR.
But I'm saying nobody retires now. Everybody's on LTIR.
Crawford's retired. So his cap is not on the Devils. Like they don't have anything against them.
Okay.
Like he's just straight up retired. He's not getting paid by the Devils. The whole LTIR thing is so that those players still just collect a paycheck.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then there's no the reason Hossa is on LTIR is because there would be a penalty against the Blackhawks basically if he retired.
Gotcha. Okay.
But yeah, so Crawford just does not have a contract right now. He's just done. So it's just literally Mackenzie Blackwood in New Jersey.
God, they're still paying $250,000 to Kovalchuk or a penalty.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy. 5
more years.
They
have $12 million in cap space now too. Holy shit.
So, I mean, like I said, Crawford, I wonder if he ends up maybe just spending time with his family or something, or if any time in the future he does
ambassador type thing.
Yeah. Plus, I wonder, do they when would they celebrate his retirement? Wouldn't you want to do it with fans in the stands? I wouldn't expect to see anything this season. I'm sure they had. I actually know because they never would have played the Devils this year. I was gonna say they have a return video, but it's nope, not even if he played. So I wonder what, if anything, they do. It's thanks, Crawford.
Yeah, it's weird times, man. You would think that I didn't even think about that return video or anything like that.
I wonder if they kind of, how you expect the jerseys to go up in the rafters. I wonder if they would wait for everyone to be retired to do it all at once. I could see that fucking happening.
That'd be cool. I mean, that'd be cool because they do Esposito, Hall, and Mikita all together.
I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't know. That would be cool, but I feel like we're gonna be waiting a long time for that.
Yeah, because I feel like Kane's gonna play till he's fucking 45.
Yeah. Do you think that they give Crawford a 1 year, not 1 year, a 1 day deal type thing, so he can retire a Blackhawk?
He's already retired. I think that it's just. I don't think that's he didn't play with the Devils.
Right.
He's basically retired a Blackhawk.
Yeah, that's true.
His last game was as a Blackhawk. He's not going to go down as here's his stats as a Blackhawk and here's his stats as a Devil.
New Jersey
0 games played.
Corey Crawford.
Yeah, right.
Stopped.
St. Louis legend Marty Brodeur.
Well, best wishes to Crawford.
Absolutely.
Retirement, and look forward to seeing you back in Chicago at some point for something. So.
Good way to put it.
I mean, it's something's something's coming. So, but so talking about the good days, let's talk about the bad days. What are the keys to the Blackhawks season this year? And your first one you said was don't go
0-56. It's gonna be tough, man. Are you kidding me?
How far we have fallen. Thank God Detroit's in our division again. I mean, that's at least a couple of victories right there.
Which is insane to me that Detroit's still seen as being the 31st team after we don't even have Dach or Toews. Like, that's saying something.
I
Like,
think a lot of those rankings though came out before.
No, there's some that like really took that into account still too. There's actually other rankings that I've seen online, just because you can if you go on Instagram and follow any NHL accounts that are like, they all like do their power rankings and like they like a lot of them release them like day after, like one right after the other, like day after day, like, and a lot of them before like Toews had been out and Kirby Dach's been out, like they had the Hawks at like 27, 26,
27, 26 a lot.
And then the ones that have Toews and Dach out and like that's a part of their power rankings still have them at 30 instead of 31. And I'm just like, wow, like they don't have a proven goaltender. They don't have a first or second line center. Like their defense, like their proven defensemen are older now still. And there's so many like things that can go wrong.
Yeah, that Detroit doesn't have
anything, I guess.
Patrick Kane.
That's true. That's the only thing. That's literally the only thing.
The closest thing that Detroit has is what, Larkin?
Yeah.
And that's not even close.
Like Detroit's big three are like Larkin, Bertuzzi, and Mantha. At least they have Thomas Greiss. They just got him this offseason, which I had to mention the other day because I was just like, did you guys remember that Thomas Greiss signed in Detroit? It's like, no fucking clue.
I kind of feel like this season, just kind of going off of that, it's like if you play NHL franchise mode and say you sim like 5 years without like paying attention to it, and then you go and you try to find like roster, like players, like where they're at, that's what this year is going to be like, because it's like, I have no fucking clue how these players.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Like
Kevin Shattenkirk's in Anaheim? What?
Oh, that was funny. So he's the season. My number one, DeBrincat and Strome need to have bounce back seasons.
Absolutely.
They have got to step up. They can't have that slump they did. DeBrincat more than Strome, I think. Yeah, DeBrincat's got to prove it because he's being paid right now. He's got that $6 million plus contract. Strome needs to prove it because he's essentially working for his next contract starting now.
Yeah, he's got to just show that like that first season that he had with us, like partial season, wasn't just like a fluke.
Yeah. But DeBrincat, man, for what the expectations like that got put on him after that first season, the first full season, was it?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, well, the first full season he led the team in goals, and then the next year he had almost a point per game with 40 goals.
Yeah, so hopefully it was just a bad season, but yeah, they have got to get back to where they're a higher level of play.
Yeah, so it was a huge drop off. It was his first full season was 28 goals, 24 assists for 52 points, and then 2 years ago, 41 goals, 35 assists, 76 points, and we're like, fuck yeah, dude, this is gonna be sick. And then last year was just 18 goals, 27 assists for 45 points in 70 games. So it's like 30 less points in only like 12 less games.
Yeah, that's not good.
So the regression hurts. But he was shooting in an all-time low, though. Like, not like shots, but just shooting percentage.
Yeah, he was one like him and Saad last year, like they just could not buy goals.
I think it was like Saad for whenever he got back from Columbus just couldn't buy a goal.
Yeah, Saad was like the guy that like with all that work was put in, he was right there, and then be like a post or like that poor guy. Don't worry, he'll be coming back soon. So
yeah, sign him in the off season.
My next point, I'm gonna, because it kind of also goes in hand in hand with DeBrincat and Strome. They're gonna see, they're gonna have to have that bounce back, especially because you're gonna see their ice time go up. Kubalik, I think, is gonna see his ice time go up a lot too. So a key for him this season is he cannot suffer that sophomore slump.
Well, that's the problem that's going to happen with Kubalik is who's playing with him.
Right.
if you have Kane, DeBrincat, and Strome on the first line, Kubalik was playing with Toews and Saad, really, or like Kajula or whatever. And like, who's getting Kubalik the puck? Like, where are they setting it up so that Kubalik's getting shots off in the offensive zone if no one's going to be able to take it to the offensive zone with him?
I think they need to take Kane away from DeBrincat and Strome.
Yeah, they really like, or just, I don't know, take Strome away from Kane and fucking DeBrincat. Like, I don't know. Hopefully something surprising comes along, because Kubalik is just a shooter, man. Like, get him the puck, he's going to shoot it, but they got to get in the offensive zone. Like, and I don't know how they're going to do that if just three like most offensive guys other than Kubalik are on the same line.
Yeah, that line cannot stay together. The more we talk about that now, that line has got to be broken up.
What if they're just the new Pasternak, Bergeron, and Marchand line?
They're scoring every time they touch the ice. Okay.
Yeah, like that's the only way that Boston wins, is by them scoring 4 points a fucking game. Yeah. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. I'd be curious to see though too who they really end up playing. I can't see him playing a third line role.
Like he did last year at the start of the season.
Yeah.
It's just like.
But that was also when we had a full healthy team, like a full of offensive threats. You need your offensive guys got to be put on that second line, man. At least that second line. You can't bury him on that third. I'd be curious to see how.
Why isn't he playing with Suter?
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
Right?
I put them together because I mean they played with each other too overseas, didn't they? Weren't they on that same team?
I don't know if they're on the same team. I just know that in the same league they both put up like mad fucking goals. I can look that up real quick. What was here? I'll look up Kubalik. He was playing in what the fuck? Oh my god. The National League Ampri Piota? Is that the one? 57 points in 50 games. You see that? You see what I'm talking about? I don't think Suter was on that team. Yeah, because he was on SZC or ZSC.
ZSC. So same league.
Yeah, same league. He put up more goals, but 53 points in 50 games. So, yeah.
I would love to see those two play together.
I mean, if they're the exact same player, I don't really want the exact same player on the same line. Because, like, if they're both shooters, like, you need, like, Kaner on that line that can just feed both of them. Or, literally, if Strome can just get the puck and feed people like that, too. Like, that would be a perfect, like, Dach line. Because he's so good at carrying the puck into the zone and then just fucking dishing it off. But, you know, unfortunately... whatever, man. We got 3 days, 2 days when this comes out, and we'll see what happens. Very, very, very shitty test right away against Tampa. Feels like if anybody pays attention to football, it feels like the Bears versus the Saints today. It's like,
yeah, it's gonna.
Is there a chance? It's very slim.
I think we're starting the season off 0-2. If I'm being honest.
Dude, they're $16 million over the cap. But they have injuries, so it's okay.
My last key to the season I have is just like Kane be Kane.
Yeah, I mean, it's his season right now, you know? Like, it's honestly, if Kaner's Kaner, he might put up 100 points in 56 games. Like, just like Kane, just literally all Carlton does in the locker room, just go, I don't know, man. Fucking feed Kane, and he's just sitting in the corner, like his feet are jumping up and down. He's like, yeah, fucking feed me, feed me, baby. It's just I was
gonna say Carlton's in the locker room, just like drawing up, like, okay, this is what you guys are gonna do. This, and this. Kane, you just go. Like, yeah. Don't even listen. Just, you know what to do.
It's that old cartoon, like little comic drawing of like Toews and Kane, where it's like, hey, you ready tonight, Kaner? And he's like, bitch, I might be. It's just like that kind of vibe, energy every fucking game. Just get that going, and then he's just like grinding his teeth, ready to fucking go. Scores 5 points every night. Honestly, Hawks could win the first game because I could honestly see Kaner just fucking going off and getting like a 5-point game.
God, don't even put that out there because now I'm gonna be like,
happen,
I'm gonna
dude.
I'm gonna be watched. I'm gonna be so upset when it doesn't happen.
I don't know, man. You're gonna see a lot of Kane when there's no one else on the team. Basically, that's
what? Okay,
cool, you know.
What's the over under of time on ice for Kane? You think?
Oh, 23 minutes.
23.
Yeah.
God, he's gonna be like triple shift. He's gonna play both.
Yeah, it's gonna be the exact same of when Carlton first took over, and the Hawks were still kind of like in games and winning them, and Kaner was playing every other shift. He was playing on that second line, and he was playing like third or fourth line as well. And it's gonna be great. Watch Brandon Peary come out, score 15 goals, and have 2 assists. Because that's Brandon Peary's stats. Suter,
right?
Isn't it Suter or no? Peary and Kubalik are on the same line. Just put Suter in their center, and then you just have nothing but shooters.
Peary,
I
think Kubalik and Walmark right now is the line.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the new guys like Walmark and Yanmark, see how they stack up on the lineup. I don't know, man. It's like not. I don't know, as negative as I am about like the potential of the season, like I'm still really excited to see the team just because I fucking love the Blackhawks, you know?
Right. I mean, this is going to be, I think this is going to be dog shit hockey. I don't think this team's going to do a lot, but the fact that we're going to get to see like what Suter can do, what Mitchell can do, all these young guys and all that, it's going to be awesome. The downside is, the biggest question is like, what the fuck is going on in the net? Like,
hey, let's see what they can do, baby.
How long until Lincoln comes in and just they're like, you know what, fuck it, you try, see what you can do. Because I think they're rolling Subban Delia. I'm assuming Lincoln's going to be that third guy that they travel with, which sucks because I wish he would be. If the Rockets playing, I'd rather see him playing than sitting.
I mean, nobody talks about Lincoln like he's a huge deal. So I don't even know if like it's that big of a deal anymore. Like he won like the World Cup of hockey with Finland one year and like played really well, but it's like I haven't really heard much from him. So I want just one of the 3 to do well, and I don't really care who it is.
That's fair. Any keys from you or any questions for you?
Hey, like I said, just, go out there and outscore the other team. It honestly, like that's what's going to have to happen. Like I don't think they're going to win 1-0 games. They're going to have to win like fucking 5-3. And
we're going to see a lot of like 9-8 hockey games.
Oh my God. Just do like, how Montreal was talking about going with 3 defensemen and 2 forwards. Well, let's just go fucking 4 forwards, 2 defensemen, no goalie all game. Like, let's fucking just do that.
Oh, man. So you could tell that we've got a lot of faith in Subban and Delia.
I mean, I hope so. I honestly love it. It's just, I think it's just funny to say shit like that.
Yeah.
Honestly, watch Subban come out and get a fucking shutout game 1. 33 saves.
We'll see.
Kaner, 5 points. And just destroys Tampa Bay. And everybody just goes, what the fuck just happened?
All right. What do you say? How many games they win in this year?
Out of 56, I don't know, 20.
All right.
I think that's kind of reasonable. It's going to be difficult with it's difficult and also kind of not. Just because you play the same 7 teams 8 times each. So, like, sure, like, Tampa's going to be tough to play 8 times, but then, like, throughout the season, you're playing the same teams. Like, you're going to figure out what the fuck they're doing. You're going to have to make adjustments. And if you don't make adjustments, guess what? You're going to fucking drown and lose, like, everything.
It's going to be chippy as fuck.
Yeah, this is the season that like
Old
you
time.
either play all your rookies or they should have just gone out and gotten a bunch of grinders and just beat the shit out of people.
Oh man, I'm just so pumped to play Detroit again.
Oh my god, if we could have had like pre Patrick Kane like Hawks where they were getting in fights like every fucking game, and especially against Detroit. I don't know if you remember a long time ago, but Christopher Steed got in a fight against Detroit one time.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who he fought, but it was fucking amazing. And it was basically like a show. Like they got in a fight and Steve's like, yeah. It's like, whoa, dude. It was like right before they won in 2010. It was insane. The Hawks were like beating the shit out of people too.
That's awesome. Yeah. I remember that for Steve one. I remember seeing I'm like, oh shit. Like I didn't know he can do that.
Yeah. It was great. I'm gonna have to go back and watch some like hockey fights. Hockeyfights.com, baby. The greatest.
So my advice for any Hawks fans listening, especially newer fans that weren't around in like the early 2000s and all that, is keep your expectations low. Don't expect much, so that if they do well, it's a nice surprise.
Hell yeah, dude! Don't set their expectations too high. That's what I do in life. My expectations are low. They're always low, and you know why? Because I never get disappointed. It's always like a good excitement. Like, oh, like I thought you were gonna be a complete piece of shit, and guess what? You're only just a small piece of shit. Like, awesome, dude. Like that's so good for you. It's like the greatest. And also, I mean, if you're a Blackhawks fan, there's a chance that you're also a Chicago sports fan. You should know this by now.
Yeah.
like the Bears, not good. The Cubs have not been good for a long time. Got really good. Guess what? Not good anymore. The Sox, not good. They're getting better, so that's cool. The Bulls were great. Guess what? Not good anymore. Like that's Chicago sports. Like we'll be pretty good for a good 5 to 6 year span, and then it's going back to not being good.
That is a very fair point, and that is a Instagram clip right there.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's like a life advice from Tanner like segment right there.
If you're a true Chicago and you only got 5 or 6 good years in you, and then the rest are not going to be good.
Your team wins one season, enjoy it.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, any final thoughts on the Hawks?
No, man, I'm excited. I just like I get jazzed like and excited talking about hockey. Like I wasn't excited like going like, oh man, it's gonna be bad, but it's like it's hockey, man. Like and that's the thing. When I say it's hockey, man, it's like anything can happen.
Yeah.
Like the Hawks could end up winning the Stanley Cup this year. I know there's a very little chance, but like it's fucking hockey. This isn't basketball. You're not going into the year going like, oh, like the Hawks have LeBron James, like they're gonna win it all. It's like that's not how it works. Like you can't predict you can't sweep the entire fucking playoffs and win the championship. Like that's something you can do.
Look at the bubble. I mean, who would have thought the Hawks and Montreal were gonna win that playing round? Like anything can fucking happen. You never know.
Yeah. It's fucking hockey, man. You know.
I mean, if you're just a Hawks fan, it's gonna be rough. If you're a hockey fan, you've got to be pumped, jazzed. Let's fucking go. It's back. Yeah,
I'm curious to see what they're like. Actually, like final thought. I'm curious. You know how like during the bubble, like they covered the seats and like had like the large LCD screens or LED screens or whatever, and like they had like all the graphics and everything. I wonder if they're doing anything like that for like the empty stadiums.
Probably not. I think I saw pictures of the United Center when they were painting the ice. They have like the tarps.
Yeah.
And it's center ice on the sections of center ice, but I don't see anything else besides that. Maybe they're putting more stuff in as it gets closer, but
that would have been a good opportunity to actually add advertisements, you know.
So yeah, that's okay. So we'll switch over to NHL talk and we'll bring that up because we didn't talk about that. NHL did 2 different advertisement things. They have helmet ads this year, and they sold the rights to the division names.
Yeah, which I mean, the divisions aren't going to just be called that. Like the Central Division is the Discover.
Yeah, so I have them right here. You got the West, the Honda, the North is Scotia, East is Mass Mutual, and Discover or Central's Discover.
Yeah, it's like, oh, it's the Central Division brought to you by Discover.
Yeah.
It's not like the Discover Division, you know?
I don't understand. So this got a lot of backlash.
Really?
So,
Man.
people were pissed. They're saying like, "Oh, look at the league selling out." Blah blah blah. What do you fucking care what the division's called? What do you care what is on the goddamn helmets? You're not gonna see what's on the helmets until they do like a zoom in of the player.
Yeah.
Like overall, what 98% of the game, you're not gonna know what's on the helmet.
Yeah, like what is? Are you distracted?
Like
I didn't see the backdoor pass because I was staring at the advertisement because I was like, maybe I do need insurance. Like what the fuck?
Like I don't understand why people are so pissed about it. The league is losing money. They're finding ways to do it.
Yeah.
And if selling the division rights and helmet stickers is what keeps ads off the uniforms.
Yeah, as long as they stay off the uniforms, like
who gives a shit what they call the division?
Like, and it's just this year. Like, I mean, if they do it from now on, honestly, don't give a fuck.
No.
The what was it? The divisions used to be called like, what was the Adams in the Campbell division or something?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, that made no sense.
It's like let them do whatever they want and get the revenue back. Hockey is at the bottom of the top 4 when it comes to revenue and all that kind of stuff. Let them fucking make their money, especially now. I think the more money they get back in revenue, the quicker things go back to normal.
Yeah, the salary cap can go up and your teams can be better. Everybody buy fucking jerseys if you can. Donate to the NHL. They really need the assistance.
Barstool Fund will help out the NHL. Oh
my God. I don't think so. NHL opens a restaurant, then they'll help them.
Oh my God. Yeah, so I don't understand people bitching about that. It's tiny things. It's for at least I bet you it was on past this year, but I think it only covered this until that flat cap's supposed to go back up. They said 3 years. I don't care if they have division sponsors for 3 more years. Who gives a shit?
Yeah. Put advertisements on the refs. Go for it.
Yeah, fuck it. You said sell the post to Twizzler.
Yeah, seriously. Have the coaches wear jumpsuits for like Skittles and shit. I don't know. Like make them look like NASCAR drivers. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, so hockey's back. Dallas Stars, not so much.
Oh, true.
So their season got pushed back to at least the 19th of January.
Hey, winter break's still on, boys. Let's go.
So they had an outbreak of COVID. They had 6 players and 2 coaches tested positive.
That's when you should use the soundboard going like, wah, wah. Wah, 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 wah. That's so great.
So 6 players, 2 coaches test positive. They had to close down their training facilities, their stadiums and all that for cleaning and all that. I guess, yeah. So, I mean, this is, I think, going to be more common this year. I mean, the bubble was nice, but, I mean, teams are going to be traveling. Look at the NFL that traveled. Look at the MLB that traveled.
Dude, I'll get a job fucking cleaning the United Center if I get to go in the locker room and smell Kaner's gloves.
Jesus. Yeah, so I mean that's what you're just gonna get used to hearing, that kind of stuff. Games are gonna get postponed, I think, but I think until it becomes like league wide, I don't think there's really anything to be worried about with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean it's gonna be tough. Like every league that's done travel at this point has had some complications with COVID. Luckily, vaccines are getting rolled out, and I don't know. Like I'm sure hockey players are not top on the list, but a little bit more control is going to be coming, like slower and slower. You know.
Yeah. So, there's that. Then there's just a couple quick signings, and changes that happen. Matthew Barzal.
Yeah.
Signed his ticket with the Islanders. It was 3 years with a cap hit of 7.
Yes.
So
yeah. 3 years, 21 mil.
Yeah, he gets 4 this year.
4.710.
4.710.
Yeah, so like his last year is still as a restricted free agent, which is the same kind of deal as like as DeBrincat, so that when he signs his newer ticket, it can't be lower than 10, which is fucking sick. That guy, he's nasty, dude.
I think his qualifying offer is 120% of what his last contract was. So that's what 100% of 120% of 10.
Is it really? Is that what it'd be?
I think so.
So like 12 mil.
Not too bad. I'm kind of surprised. I'm really kind of surprised, but I'm not at the same time that there wasn't any like rumors of an offer sheet on him. I felt like there was a couple teams that could have afforded it, but then again, I don't know if there are teams that he would realistically go to.
Yeah, but I don't know. I feel like maybe some GMs were like don't want to piss off other GMs during a flat cap part and just be like, yeah, man, no, you can't afford your really good players, so I'm gonna take them off your hands, and then they go, I'm going to fucking ruin your life in the future.
That kind of thing though too. Like, okay, so if that's like the mindset between the GMs, then what's the fucking point of this shit? Like, why even have it?
I mean, if there's like any kind of vendettas between GMs, I would love like a I was gonna say like a Tupac and Biggie feud between like GMs, but no, not like that insane, but just like some beef between some GMs where it's just like, yeah, I'm gonna poach players off this guy because fuck that guy. Like that shit would be great. Like actually get some feuds going. So you like, I mean, it's like, oh, Boston and Montreal hate each other, like Toronto and Boston hate each other, but like I'm sure the GMs or like the owners don't really give a fuck.
Right.
You know, like those games sell out more than anything. It's like, yeah, like keep the rivalry going. Like I've made tons of money on you guys.
Yeah. So, yeah, not a bad ticket for him. I think it's fair for both sides.
Yeah. It's a good deal.
Another signing, Chara to Washington.
Oh, Jesus.
Which
good. Yeah. Way to go.
Why is he just retire?
I don't know. Don't care.
I don't know. Like, same thing too. Like, we're looking at it, like people talking about it. Boston fans are furious they didn't re-sign him, and people are like, oh my god, it's such a great pickup for Washington. Am I like the only one that thinks that he's one of the most overrated players right now, like for his position? Yeah. I don't think he's anything special at all. Like I've never thought he was
big guys shoot hard. I don't know. That's about it. Like players at this point just skate right around him.
Yeah.
Like the league is literally getting faster, and it's like, well, let's go out and get the biggest, slowest guy we can find.
But with him going to Washington, they gave Bergeron the C, which I think is probably should have. I mean, makes most sense out of anybody to have that, but they also play a nice little prank on him.
Oh god, it was so funny.
They
go look it up online if you haven't seen it already.
Yeah, they basically gave it to Marchand, or not Marchand. Yeah, Marchand was going to be the captain.
And they're talking about how the C is going to go to the guy, you know, he really deserves it. He's the heart and soul of the team. And they're like, Brad Marchand, get up here. So it's a Marchand jersey with a C on it. And then he's just like, yeah, thanks, boys. And he goes, and then it's not like drawn out. It's very quick. He just switches it and just goes, we all know who really deserves a C though. So, and then they pull out a Bergeron jersey and he's just like, looking around like, okay, cool. Cause like, fuck that. It's funny. It's so weird. Cause like, it feels like he's had the C the whole time.
Yeah.
But
it's also crazy how long he's been around too.
Yeah. I forgot what year he was drafted.
Oh.
Do you know?
Not off the top of my head.
I don't even know when he was drafted. 2004. Okay. Second round, 45th. Damn, son. Not too shabby. It was a 2003 entry draft.
Was he 2003?
Yeah. Speaking of 2003 entry draft. Only 7 picks later, Corey Crawford. I mean, when you put them head to head, Corey Crawford's way better. Just a steal. 2 cups versus 1. Yeah, that's what I thought.
All right, so I think that's pretty much going to wrap it up. But I think before we go, do you have a hot take for the season, whether it's be the Hawks or the rest of the league?
Ooh, I mean, I'll throw something at you that I don't actually believe. Tampa misses the playoffs. I think they're like Tampa has like a 71 to like 75% chance of making the playoffs and like an 11% chance of winning the Stanley Cup right now. And it's like insane. The Hawks have, I don't know, they on like the gambling sites and everything, they have a 0% chance of winning the Stanley Cup. And I'm like, I don't think that's how percentages work. Like they have to have like a 0.1, like a 0.01. They're like, no, there's no fucking timeline in which the Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup this year. It's like, holy shit, dude. Like
all the alternate universes in the world, not one.
Yeah.
Is the Blackhawks winning the cup this
There's
year.
no way in hell they fucking string enough wins together to make the playoffs and then win 16 more fucking games. It's like, okay, guys, let's fucking relax. Like I wish I would have seen what the chances of like Columbus making the playoffs last year was when they didn't have a goalie, like a true starting goalie.
Before they knew what they actually had.
Yeah, but they still have fucking Tortorella, so it's not fair.
My hot take is I'm gonna say the Sabres make the playoffs and Hall wins the Hart.
You think Hall's gonna win the Hart? I think if the Sabres make the playoffs, it'll end up being Jack Eichel with the Hart anyway.
So I don't know. Hockey's coming back. Let's go. I feel like that's like the most said phrase to this episode.
Let's go.
Hockey's coming back. Let's go. Yeah, Hawks are what, 6:30 on Wednesday?
7? 6? 6 o'clock? I don't know. I set it to record. I'm not going to be able to watch it live.
It's so nice that we're going to have these, like you said last episode, we're going to have all these early game times, no fucking late ones.
Yeah, no 9 p.m. start times, huh?
Might be the first time in a long time that I actually watch almost every single game without.
I'm jealous.
But all right, so next time we talk, we'll have some games to recap. Some Blackhawks sweeps of Tampa and Florida in the first week. They'll sweep them.
Remember,
5-0.
Malcolm Subban shutout, 33 saves. Kaner 5 points. Game 1. Watch it happen. Fucking dick. Oh, that's great.
All right, so for Tanner and Jarom, this was episode 119.
Yeah. 119. The true silly season is upon us. It's like ever since we started saying it's silly season time, it's just gotten fucking sillier and sillier. It's ridiculous.
All right, so we'll catch you on the next one.
All right. See you later. Love you, boys.